Hey everybody, it's Big Dog, and welcome to the channel. Now, who here loves a good scare? Because today we're diving headfirst into a genre that's near and dear to my heart, horror. We're talking about the films that'll keep you up at night, the ones that'll make you double-check your locks and sleep with the lights on. That's right, folks, we're counting down the top 10 horror films you absolutely must watch. Get ready to be spooked as we dive into some of the scariest movies ever made. We're talking about iconic killers, terrifying creatures, and stories that will chill you to the bone. From classics that defined the genre to modern masterpieces that continue to push boundaries, we're covering it all. So grab your popcorn, turn off the lights, and make sure you're subscribed because you don't want to miss a single kill on this wild ride. Let's get started. Kicking off our list at number 10, we have a film that redefined horror, The Exorcist. This 1973 masterpiece, based on William Peter Blatty's novel, introduced us to the demonic possession of young Regan MacNeil. This film wasn't afraid to get down and dirty with the devil himself, and audiences at the time were absolutely terrified. We're talking vomiting, we're talking head spinning, we're talking language that would make a sailor blush. The Exorcist went beyond jump scares and gore. It tapped into our deepest fears of the unknown, of losing control, and of the potential for evil lurking beneath the surface. The film's impact was seismic. It sparked cultural conversations about faith, mental health, and the power of cinema to terrify. To this day, The Exorcist remains a benchmark in horror, a film that continues to shock and disturb viewers decades after its release. At number 9, we're venturing into the night he came home. That's right, we're talking about John Carpenter's Halloween. This 1978 classic introduced us to Michael Myers, the masked slasher icon who would forever change the landscape of horror. Halloween gave us the blueprint for the slasher genre, a relentless killer, a group of unsuspecting victims, and an eerie, atmospheric setting that amplified the terror. But what makes Halloween truly special is its simplicity. Michael Myers isn't a supernatural being or a product of a tragic backstory. He's pure evil, an unstoppable force of nature that preys on the innocent. The film's low-budget aesthetic, minimalist score, and Carpenter's masterful direction create an atmosphere of dread that seeps into your bones. Halloween is a masterclass in suspense, a film that understands the power of what you don't see, and its impact on the horror genre is immeasurable. Coming in at number 8 is Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. This adaptation of Stephen King's novel takes us to the isolated Overlook Hotel. Jack Nicholson's performance as Jack Torrance is legendary. His descent into madness is both terrifying and tragic. The iconic imagery and chilling performances create an unforgettable experience. The Shining is a haunting masterpiece that continues to terrify audiences. Chapter 4. Enter the dream realm with Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. This 1984 classic introduced Freddy Krueger, the razor-gloved killer. Freddy is one of the most iconic horror villains. His burned face and menacing laugh make him terrifying. The film taps into our fear of vulnerability and sleep. It blurs the lines between reality and nightmare. A slasher classic that continues to haunt our dreams. Chapter 5. Taking the number 6 spot is a film that's synonymous with suspense, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. This 1960 masterpiece, with its iconic shower scene, revolutionized the horror genre. Psycho is a masterclass in suspense. Hitchcock's direction is masterful, using innovative camera angles, sound design, and editing to create an atmosphere of unease and dread. Anthony Perkins' performance as Norman Bates is both chilling and sympathetic. He perfectly captures the duality of a character struggling with his own dark impulses. The film's themes of voyeurism, identity, and the dark side of Americana resonated deeply with audiences, making Psycho a cultural phenomenon. Its influence on horror cinema is undeniable, paving the way for countless psychological thrillers and slasher films that followed. At number 5, we head to the desolate plains of Texas with Tobe Hooper's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This 1974 film shocked audiences with its gritty realism and unrelenting terror. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a film that feels disturbingly real. Shot on a shoestring budget with a documentary-like aesthetic, the film's grainy visuals and handheld camera work immerse viewers in the horrors unfolding on screen. Leatherface, the film's iconic killer, is a hulking figure of pure terror. Wielding a chainsaw and wearing a mask made of human skin, Leatherface became a symbol of rural horror. The film's themes of family, cannibalism, and the decay of the American dream tapped into societal anxieties of the time, making the Texas Chainsaw Massacre a film that shocked and disturbed audiences. Its influence on the horror genre is undeniable, inspiring a wave of gritty, realistic horror films that continue to this day. Chapter 7. Floating into the number 4 spot is a modern horror masterpiece, Andy Muschietti's It from 2017. This adaptation of Stephen King's iconic novel brought Pennywise the dancing clown to life for a new generation and terrified them in the process. Bill Skarsgård's performance as Pennywise is absolutely terrifying. He perfectly captures the character's playful menace and unpredictable nature. It's a film that understands the power of childhood fears. Pennywise preys on the vulnerabilities and insecurities of the Losers Club, using their own fears against them. The film's visual effects are stunning, bringing Pennywise's grotesque transformations to life with horrifying realism. It is a powerful coming-of-age story wrapped in a terrifying horror package. It reminds us that fear can take many forms, and sometimes the only way to conquer our fears is to face them head-on. Chapter 8. Hereditary, a family curse. Crawling in at number 3 is Ari Aster's Hereditary, a film that will stay with you long after the credits roll. This 2018 horror masterpiece is a slow burn that builds to an unforgettable climax. Toni Collette delivers a tour de force performance as Annie Graham, a mother struggling to hold her family together as a sinister presence invades their lives. Hereditary is a film that gets under your skin and stays there. The atmosphere is thick with dread, and the film's sound design is masterful, using subtle cues to create a constant sense of unease. The film's themes of family, grief, and mental illness are explored with unflinching honesty, making Hereditary a truly unsettling experience. Hereditary is a film that will stay with you long after you've seen it. It's a haunting exploration of the darkness that can lie within families and the legacy of trauma. Chapter 9, Get Out. More than just a horror film, Jordan Peele's Get Out redefined horror. This 2017 masterpiece explores race relations in America. It works on multiple levels. A terrifying horror film, sharp social commentary, and darkly comedic thriller. Daniel Kaluuya's breakout performance as Chris Washington. The film's use of horror tropes is effective and unsettling. Peele confronts biases and racism in modern society. Get Out sparked important conversations about race. It prompts reflection and discussion long after viewing. By Chapter 10, The Conjuring, based on a true story. The number 1 horror film you must watch is James Wan's The Conjuring. This 2013 film reignited the haunted house genre and terrified audiences worldwide. The Conjuring understands the power of atmosphere and jump scares. One uses darkness, sound design, and practical effects to create dread. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are fantastic as Ed and Lorraine Warren. The true story premise adds an extra layer of creepiness. The Conjuring is a masterclass in modern horror filmmaking. Outro, sleep tight, if you can. So there you have it, folks. Those are my picks for the top 10 horror films you absolutely must watch. From demonic possessions to masked slashers to psychological thrillers, these films represent the best of the best in horror cinema. Thanks for watching our countdown of the top 10 horror films you must watch. I hope you enjoyed this terrifying trip through some of the scariest movies ever made. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spooky content. And be sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite horror films are and why. Until next time, stay spooky.